First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rokakwadash. Yahweh is to this world, ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is to this world, ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's video, I wanted to go into how a draft is coming. Okay, and I'm not saying in, the next couple weeks, because we understand that, the chip has to be made mandatory, but eventually a draft will come for World War III. And the reason I'm making this video is because I was at work and I overheard two people, to my side talking about, the requirements for the draft and how the first people that would be sent, it'd be your young men, in college. And I was listening to all this and, they're just theorizing. So there's a woman there talking about how, I heard if you get pregnant, you don't gotta go, and, all these things. People are realizing that, hey, this could be a possibility. But I'm here to tell you that it's not a possibility, it's a reality. Okay, those things will happen, and World War III is going to take place. So let's read it in the scriptures. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right, so we had three woes to go into world wars. World War I, World War II, and the third woe is going to come quickly. Which that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the signs of it. Okay, the wars, the rumors of wars, as Yahweh Shai spoke about, the uproars of the people. And this is just the beginning. So things are going to turn up from here. And one thing is that violence, okay? The wickedness is going to turn up. And eventually it will lead to troops on the ground. Boots on the ground, I mean. So let's read this scripture in 2nd Ezra and verse 63. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 33, it says, the virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms, the woman shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Right, so women are going to be out here completely defenseless. There's going to be an abundance of women because their bridegrooms, their husbands are going to die in those wars. They will be drafted. They will be sent to that desolate wilderness, Saudi Arabia region, and they will die. Okay? Because nobody is going to survive this third world war. Okay, and when I say that, I'm talking about those troops over there. Nobody's going to survive it because Yahweh Shai is going to come back to destroy them. Which that's what these people are not thinking about, is they're not thinking about the second coming of the Messiah, right? They're thinking about, Iran, Israel, the elites, but they're not thinking about Yahweh Shai. So that's ultimately, one of the reasons why it says that, their bridegroom shall be destroyed. Even before he comes, though, anybody that goes out there is just going to be cannon fodder. Okay, because the way that they operate now in war is not how, anciently they used to do it. Right, with, the swords and, the armor. They don't do that no more. Now it's missiles. And that's also written. It says that in Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Right, all the ancient battles, like I said, confused noise, screaming, your garments are closed, bloody, chopping off limbs, the clinking of the swords. But this one that's coming is going to be with burning and fuel of fire, because it's going to be missiles. Okay, it's going to be missiles, nuclear missiles, tanks. Okay, that's the way of combat now. So, when they send those boots on the ground, you're ultimately being sent to your own death sentence. Because we saw this in Ukraine, how they were literally saying that the average life expectancy of somebody in the front border was roughly 15 minutes. Okay, because they'd be put out there in the front lines and instantly get shot down by a cannon, get shot down by a missile. So, hey, these things are gonna intensify, and that's why it's gonna get to a point where these people don't even want to go fight anymore. Okay, it says that in Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 30, it says, "The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken." Right? So the men of America, was that's Babylon in the scriptures, they are not going to go fight because they're realizing that, hey, ultimately, this is a banker's war. This is a war of the elites. And you hear Donald Trump talking about, yeah, we're going to go to World War III. Or not saying World War III, but we're going to go to war with Iran. And many American lives will die. Many more Americans will die, but it will be for a good cause. So he's telling you, people are going to perish, but he's not sending his son Barron Trump on the front lines. These politicians are not sending their sons on the front lines to go fight. Right? The average civilian Edomite is the one that's going. Average, American is the one that's going. So they're realizing that this system is not for them, and a lot of people are going to resist. Right? That's why the scriptures talk about how the devil shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried. Right? The elect are not going to go fight. They're going to be cast into those prisons. So the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. Right? These Americans are not going to go fight that war. Especially, these soy boys. Okay, these simps. They're not going to go fight no war. And don't even get me started with these YNs, man. They're going to be out there shooting the gun sideways, thinking they're doing something. So, let's go to Isaiah 4:1. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." Right? So, there is going to be an abundance of women because of the lack of men. And these women are not going to just be looking for any type of man. They're going to be looking for a man of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. Okay, because this man is going to be calm, cool, and collected. Right, as it says in Isaiah 33, that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So when this happens, the knowledge of the prophecies of the Lord of the Bible is what's going to keep us stable. And that is what's going to be powerful in that day, is a stable mind. A stable mind is going to be rare because chaos is all people are going to know. And women are going to be gravitated towards that power. They're going to be gravitated towards protection. They're going to be bargaining, saying, hey, we're going to just take care of ourselves, when they can't even do that. But just saying, hey, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take our reproach. Right? Don't worry about us. Let us just be with you, is what they're saying. So this is all going to come because things will get ugly. Right? All that feminism, all that independent boss bitch, all that grass is greener on the other side, nitpicking, all that these women do, choosing up, all that is going to go out the window, and their priorities, their value system is going to shift, because they're going to realize that Instagram, the social media, this vain world, this materialistic things, it doesn't matter no more. And the only thing that matters is survival. So we're seeing all this happen live. And that's why it's important to, get your mind in order, because things are only going to get worse. And it says that in Esdras, Mortal Thoughts. 2nd Esdras chapter 14 and verse 13, it says, Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right? So get your shit in order. Seek the Lord. Get it right. Stop worrying about the little things. Right? Focus on the kingdom. Focus on the Lord. Because greater evils than what you have seen are going to happen. So hopefully this was edifying with that, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of great millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to your elect. Shalom.